On the NPP's just ended primaries, we put these into proper perspective, and joining me as chairman of the NPP's Council of Elders, Hackman Owusu-Agyemang. We're grateful for joining us this morning on our desk. Thank you very much. And
My pleasure.
Much of the conversation today has been about reconciliation and unity, especially after what many have described as a bruising campaign. From your perspective, what should a genuine reconciliation process look like? How quickly must it begin?
Well, thank you very much. I don't think there's any problem as far as that is concerned. Reconciliation, by its very definition, if we are all coming together, forgiving ourselves what had gone wrong, what had gone right, and coming together as one team. After all, we are from one stable, as I always. So I don't see why anybody creates problems for us. Our fear was that after the election, sometimes you have all manner of people trying to derail our journey to coming together. But now that we have understood ourselves, the joy of the situation is that everybody accepted this election as very free, fair, and transparent. And we'd like to thank all those who contributed to it. Coming back to the issue of reconciliation, that is essence of forming a political party is to win power. Now, now we look at it, we have a duopoly, two major parties. And if we don't get together, there's no way we can win. So anybody who is in the party and understands the mission of the party should work towards us being each other's keeper, being brothers, and at the same time going forward with a combined agenda dedicated to uplifting people of Ghana to another level of development, and that will be impressive to the people of Ghana so that it will be given to us. We have been through it before, 1996. I was part of it. We got the fair. We had only 61 votes. By the next election, we had worked hard enough to make us win, and President Kufuor become the president of the nation. So we've done it before, and we know we can do it. But what's important is we have to be disciplined as a group. If there's no discipline in any group, you have a problem. So we want to make sure, Council of Elders, assuring everybody that everybody will always be done equitably without anybody being short. In return, we expect nothing but absolute dedication to the party and its programs and its onward march to 2028.
And which format is it going to take? Are you going to start from the grassroots, or you start from the leaders of the various camps, Kennedy Agyapong, Brian Acheampong, and the rest? How will it look like?
My lady, it's not a matter. There's no specific. It's a human institution. So whatever we start, that will give us the results. That's what we can do. We could say that we are starting from the so-called grassroots. Everybody is a member of the grassroots. We all belong. I belong to a constituency. I belong to a polling station. So that's the grassroots. So we all have to work together. I think that what you are asking us is a strategy that we would employ. But the strategy is, for me, straightforward and simple. Whether whichever group you belong to, wherever constituency you are, police station you are, your job is to work for the advancement of the party. And I don't think there's a sort of strict laid down rule out where you start. Now we have a flag bearer who is very experienced and who is loved by the majority of the people of the party. They all come together and say that they were only 5, one was bound to win, and he's won. So we all gather together, him holding the flag, giving the necessary push, and then making sure that our party becomes more attractive. Whatever we did must have gone wrong in the past, we have to correct. As I said, a human institution, we are not infallible. We might have made a couple of mistakes, but believe you me, we are determined to work at all these problems so that we will become one solid, consolidated party that will ensure that we win and that will get the confidence of the Ghanaian population. And then going forward, it becomes that doable. I have absolutely no doubt that Dr. Bawumia, with his experience in governance and everything, would lead us firmly into the promised land, which we have promised our people.
Well, are you involving former presidents John Ejekum Kufuor and Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in healing the divisions and rallying all factions?
Madam, we have A to Z, everybody. They are all committed parties. So anybody who can play any role is not restricted to the so-called leadership. It's not restricted to who has been president before. All of them, the president, the leadership, everybody. And you tell your neighbor, your brother, your sister, listen, it's over. Now we are one team. And so everybody will be involved. But of course, there will be leadership. And the leadership, they will be part of the joint leadership that will push it together with the national officers who will elect our flag bearer, the former presidents, former ministers, National Council of Elders, all of us. And if you don't give us your best for us to achieve what we desire to do, then you are not party member. So I think the question of whether Akufo-Addo or Kufuor is coming is moot. It goes without saying, as the French will say, it goes without saying that they would be part and parcel, a very active part of the march forward to consolidation, march forward to discipline our party, the march forward to eventually, in 2028, win the elections as we hope to do.
The party adopted a top-down approach by electing the flag bearer before other national executives. Well, based on this process, do you see this becoming a permanent feature, or this is just a one-off?
People like to think that it was a knee-jerk reaction to the problem we had. But then it was necessary. We will be beset by one or two little problems. And so we thought that the National Council thought that if we have a flag bearer now, who would be tantamount to, who is would be the leader of the party, together with the national chairman, then we have a case of making sure that we are together. I don't think that this one would be any disadvantage. In fact, there will be somebody who can be identified, who can react to situations as and when they develop from the governing party. I mean, if you look at the case of the UK, the moment one leader is moved, within 3 days, before he leaves, after the days, another leader is put in place. So, i.e., that person then will be the main spokesperson and take on the ruling party, whatever they do, whether it's right, then put it on. So I think that it is an advantage this time to have a flag bearer now who can react to situations as they come. And that's politics. Everybody, we have to sell ourselves, we have to sell our policies and programs. And if you don't have anybody leading you, then it becomes a bit messy and fluid. But when it's solid that this man speaks, and he speaks for the party. I think the situation as we found ourselves and what we have achieved now would be very advantageous to us. And if somebody says anything, either Dr. Bawumia will speak or he would designate somebody to react to it. And then that brings to the cohesion that is necessary within the political party. The cohesion will come and then we'll go forward.
Right. And campaign finance, it continues to generate debate. You know, I want to know if you're of the view that practices such as providing breakfast, TNT to delegates amount to inducement, or do you see this as an unavoidable reality of political campaigns?
Sweetheart, I believe that in the fullness of time, we should look at these things very critically. Our ultimate aim is to let every member in good standing vote. The idea is, and we may be wrong, we are humans, is that when we have about 2-3 million people voting, even for these primaries, then the issue of TNT, which is tantamount to inducement, as you say, is a thing of the past. We believe that we have to keep doing and then changing our rules of procedure. This time, we try to expand the electoral college, but because a lot of them have died over the years, the figures were almost the same as it was in 2023 or whatever, last time. So it's a major problem that we have to resolve, because it's not whoever has money that must lead a party. And if it's reduced to finances or money, then we won't get the right person to lead the party. No, we have to make sure that we change the status quo eventually. That's a gradual process, and then when you come, even in certain jurisdictions, the short list is made by the elders. They look at everybody's capability, capacity, and then they go, it's not everybody, every Tom, Dick, and Harry who becomes candidate. No. I think what we do, some of them do, is that they produce about 5 people and then the voting is done. And you go UK, the 1932 group, very influential, and who becomes the leader of the Conservative Party, and we are conservatives within our environment here. And we believe that we should keep looking at this situation in a manner that will eventually make sure that the influence of money is there. Because we are concerned about it. I wouldn't hide it. We are concerned about it. If somebody has money, comes and he buys the situation, before you know, your party has been bought over. And we don't intend to sell our party. No. We would make sure that we do the right thing. And if monetization, we all think is bad, it's what is happening, we will have to pay for it. The money that we spend in given to the people, which you refer to, can easily be used in making sure we produce documentation, we do programs that will let the people vote for us.
Right.
And so if you spend so much money, my dear, then you find that at the end of the day, all your money is finished, your strength is completely withheld down, and then where do you get money to do your campaign? So we have to make sure that money does not become the determining factor in a situation such as ours. And so in the fullness of time, we would have to change the status quo and make sure that we do what is right.
Yeah, and then just before you go, very briefly for me, I beg you, because of time, what's the position of the party on personalities like Professor Frimpong Boateng and also Dr. Nyao Nyao Tamaklo, who have recently filed a case in court about scrapping the delegate system? But for people like that who are embittered, how are you also bringing them onto the fold? Very briefly.
Well, what they are doing by way of going to court is their own personal business, and it's their right as citizens that we cannot interfere with. But coming to their behavior vis-a-vis the party, we would have to consider what to do if any disciplinary action is required. We would make sure we deliver it without fear or favor. Because if you don't do that, the discipline breaks down completely, and it is not proper. Actually, that is my personal view. It is not proper for anybody to go and stand using, say, the mechanism like yours and begin to insult the party or say things that Madam said. After all, every family, every organization has a little secret somewhere. There's no organization, there's no family that has no secret. So if something has happened, you don't just go and wash it in public. No.
All right.
This is my personal view. So whatever it is, if the appropriate organs of the party sit down and they believe that they have to take action, or they believe that things must be done in a different way, they will be done without fear or favor. The party is bigger than anybody.
Right.
So this is what I can say about that particular situation. As for going to court, they are citizens, they can do what they want to do. If the court gives the judgment, we follow. But for now, what they have done, if we consider it as detrimental to the party, then we will be failing in our duties. If we don't correct it, then it will be followed by another and another and another, and becomes widespread like a disease. No, we would have to make sure that everybody walks a straight and narrow path and be disciplined. And one of the things we are going to do is what we are going to do together, assist the flag bearer. He mentioned discipline in his own speech, and we are going to make sure we support him, as they say, hold his waist to move forward, make sure that discipline comes to pass.
Okay. Grateful for your time this morning. And we had Hackman also, German is chairman of the Council of Elders of the New Patriotic Party. Right.